Guys, please turn your voice off. All right, here's the deal. We are still doing the same couple of steps, right? So we're still going to add or subtract to remove our constant, and then we're going to multiply or divide to remove p. It looks like today we're going to be multiplying, but let's see. First, we have to add or subtract. What are we adding or subtracting from number 1? We're trying to get rid of this constant. Good, so we're going to add 1 to both sides. Not a good time. Then I'm bringing down this v divided by 5 because that's what that fraction bar means. -1 plus 1, that became 0. I'm bringing down my equal sign. Noah Lambert, please stop. This is your last warning. -1 plus 1 is what? 0. Oh, man. So now, to get rid of dividing by 5, or to undo dividing by 5, I have to multiply both sides by 5. Whatever I do to the left side, I have to do to the right side. So this becomes 1v. 0 times anything is just 0. So yes, it is 0, but be sure that you know how to show that work, okay? All right, number 2. What is my constant I'm trying to get rid of? This 5. Noah. I'm pretty sure I already gave you the last warning. But turn to page 11 and do these with us. So I have to get rid of this 5. How do I do that? Subtract 5 from both sides of my equal sign. If you need to draw a line here, please do. Make sure you're nice and neat and your things are lined up. 5 minus 5 is 0. That goes away. Bring down your x divided by 4. Bring down your equal sign. 6 minus 5 is 1. How do I undo dividing by 4? Multiply by 4. So I'm putting parentheses around everything to show that I'm multiplying both sides by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I have 1x equals, what's 1 times 4? Noah, please stop talking. Please stop talking. All right. I have to get rid of -2. How do I do that? Add 2. What's going to happen again, just like number 1? This becomes 0. X over 4 is equal to 0. Again, anything times 0 is 0. So we know x equals 0. All right, here we have A. A is being divided by 3, and then they're adding 2 to it. So first we have to undo the addition or subtraction. How do I get rid of +2? Subtract it from both sides, right? -2 minus 2 from both sides of my equal sign. Draw that big line. 2 minus 2 is 0. Bring down A divided by 3. Bring down your equal sign. 0 minus 2 is what? -2. How do I undo dividing, excuse me, by 3? I undo dividing by 3 by what? Timesing by 3. Whatever I do to the left, I have to do to the right. Okay. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1a is just a. All right, Jackson, you can close your thing now. A is equal to, what's -2 times 3? -6. Good. So again, we have to remember today that that fraction bar means divided by. Our parentheses we're using to show multiplication. So those are some things that maybe you missed out on, but you have to know, right? What do I have to get rid of first for number 5? The 2. So I'm going to take its opposite. The opposite of 2 is -2. So I'm going to really be subtracting 2 from both sides. 2 minus 2 is 0. Bring down your x over 3. 4 minus 2. Notice I'm just going down these columns, bringing it down and doing what I've written, what I'm showing work as. So 4 minus 2 is 2. Kaden, where's your packet?
I don't have one.
Why? Why don't you have one? Why don't you have a packet?
I played on my phone.
So we're multiplying it by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1x equals 6. We're just following the same pattern over and over and over and over and over. How do I get rid of the 1? -1. So x over 3. This became 0. Guess what this became too? 0. Shoot. Why did they have so many of those? So x is equal to 0 again. All right, last couple that we're doing together, and then you have the rest of your packet. I always find my constant first. My constant that's on the side of my letter, the constant that's on the side of my variable. Jackson, shut your mouth. I know you're not the only one. Guys, it needs to stop, Taylor. So the constant that's on the side of your letter, that's on the side of your variable has to go away. So we take the opposite of it. Here we take the opposite of 5, which is -5. So we're really subtracting 5 from both sides of our equal sign. Then we're bringing down our columns. 5 minus 5 is 0. Are you guys okay over there? How can I help? So I'm getting really tired of the distractions. What's 4 minus 5? -1. How do I undo dividing by 4? Multiply both sides by 4. So b is equal to -4. How do I get rid of the 1? -1 rather. I add it 1 to both sides, take its opposite. X over 3 equals 2 times both sides by 3. This makes it 1x, which is what we wanted. 2 times 3 is 6. So moving on to the next one, guys, you got to move on, see what needs to be done, do what needs to be done, and keep rolling. You can't just stop and stare. You got to try something, right? So I'm going to take the opposite of the constant from both sides. 4 minus 4 is 0. Bring down your v divided by 2. Bring down your equal sign. Your signs are the same here, so I'm finding the sum. 1 plus 4 is 5, but it is negative. To undo dividing by 2, I multiply both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1v is what we wanted. -10. So again, I'm locating the constant that's on the side of my variable. It's -2. Include the sign in front of it. Take the opposite of it. Add 2 to both sides. And divided by 5. This became 0, so it went away, is equal to 0 plus 2, which is 2. To undo division, we multiply. So this becomes 1n, which is what we wanted, and 2 times 5 is 10. All right, so you have the rest of your packet as practice in about 19 minutes or so. So definitely finish 13 and 14. We can probably do 15 at another time, but if you want to move on, you can. So pages 13 and 14 should be done. Essentially, Kaden, the majority of your packet that you just grabbed should be done. So you need to get busy and quit playing.